Lance Dillon, I think we have a question.
Yes, I have a question. And that is that
If you would, Ms. Dillon, just state your name.
Blanche Dillon, One Ridge Drive.
Okay.
If for some reason the pit isn't formed, right now, we as a city are locked into not being able to include that into our city limits for 20 years. I think that probably since everything's being reworked right now, that some sort of clause, if for some reason a pit can't be formed, that we as a city can annex at some time. Right now there's no benefit for the city. Let's see, how can I explain this? If we don't have a way out clause. The reason is we don't want to tax the people at such a horrific rate that nobody wants to live there. But if the pit isn't formed, then the city can hopefully at some point we grow and we can annex. So I would say put something in about that. Has anybody considered it?
Well, I think the only problem would be we wouldn't be able to annex them until we actually reached our population density before.
Right, but
that date.
but 20 years from now, 20 years is a long time.
Lance, you have anything?
No, yes, it's an automatic 5-year.
Yeah, it's 20 years. Well, I mean, that's a calculation we talked about at the beginning. I'm sure you have some annexation authority here. You certainly are. That you might have in the future. You may or may not in the future. You don't know when you might have it. So, yeah.
But the issue is we've got to hit 5,000 people, and we're not going to hit that without having this,
Well, this won't take it into play.
I understand that, but if this doesn't happen, then I don't see where we're getting 5,000 anyway, from other sources.
But 15 years from now or 10 years from now, there's still a lot of property. It's just a thought.
Yeah, that's a good thought, very good thought. It's like we discussed at our meeting 2 months ago about this. The town is giving up some, yet we're taking in more. So,
But if there's no formation, then at some point, it might behoove everyone for them to join the town.
sure. I mean, one thing we put into the agreement is that we would have, first right of refusal on all the police and fire, those things. We still are going to collect Avalon on those properties over there, so on the south side. So all that's going to come to the town. The only thing that's not going to help the town is going to be the population density itself. So.
We're also collecting 60% of the sales tax that we would not ordinarily get.
Right.
That's
on the north side.
right, but
That was one of those traded things.
right, that's something that we do get that without the district we wouldn't get any.
But if the district isn't ever formed, then what happens?
Lance?
Well, if that,
I can shorten, I think, the answer to that. This developer will petition for the creation of the district in the first quarter of next year.
I mean, that commission will be able to do that. We've committed to consent.
And there would be no developer that wouldn't follow through with your consents. So whether it was this developer or ASCO sold to another developer, they would still use your development agreement format, and no one would be able to make that financially feasible without utilization of a district.
Sure. All right, any other discussion? Entertain a motion? Item 9. And with the change of
Yeah,
Lance.
let me see if I can.
It's in the
Article 6, I believe.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve an ordinance of the Town of Hickory Creek, Texas, amending and is heretofore amended, its comprehensive, its comprehensive zoning ordinance, amending the official zoning map of the town got changed. No, I'm not in the right one.
You're on the, you're on
Sorry,
the,
I'm off one. Yeah, I just got it down. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the amendment to the developers agreement between AS Gold LP and the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, with the change as noted in item Article 6.2, item C. The reversion of the right-of-way is at 7 years.
Okay, Councilman Parks made a motion, we have a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Key seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Okay, moving on to 10, consider an act on facilities agreement between the Hickory Acquisition LP and the town of Hickory Creek, Texas. Lance, you have a chance to go through this one as well?
yeah, I did, I believe this is incorporated, and I confirmed with Councilmember Clark, that this incorporated the deal points for any fees that we pay at the time for the permit for infrastructure and everything.
Over time, just to point to the council, over time, almost $500,000 will be paid to the town with the road fee that we've agreed to when you calculate the north and south lot counts.
Any questions from council? All right, we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I'd like to move to accept a facilities agreement between Centurion Acquisition LP and the town of Hickory Creek, Texas.
Okay, Councilman Forrest made a motion, we have a second. Councilman Parks seconds, all in favor?
Mayor, council, thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item 11, consider an act on a fee associated with a 90-day isolation list of expenses. So, Councilman Gordon, you wanted to talk about that, a couple of documents?
Yeah, and I want to try to stay on the topic that's on the agenda today, so next doesn't yell at me. But this is the first time that I've been on council that we've had a situation to where a dog's being required, or any animal is being required to be in isolation in excess of a 45-day. In this case, the animal is required by animal control to stay in isolation for 90 days. I